Welcome to the podcast, Ox Life You.
Ox Life You.
I am your host, Mr. Madeover, and I'm here with the most beautiful woman on the planet, on this world, in this COVID-19. The woman I adore, my rib, my Eve. Let me stop before I keep going on.
You buttering my biscuit. Mrs. Mo.
This is your second time on the podcast.
Second time on the podcast.
So, how you feel about this?
I don't know. Am I a co-host?
No, you the host.
No, man. No, you playing around. For real. Stop playing.
You are the host. If you see me back and forth, I'm making sure we don't have professional people in here yet to regulate everything. But everything is good.
Good.
So how was your day today? You actually went out in the field today.
Gosh. It was busy, but it was good. I was nervous. Always nervous. It's the first time around close proximity contact, less than 6 feet in front of people. Multiple people that you don't know if they've been doing what they're supposed to be doing. So.
And I believe a lot of y'all haven't been doing what y'all supposed to be doing due to the fact that the numbers are still
going up,
climbing. Yeah. But that's on another podcast. I think it's about, Roundtable actually shot that one this week. Look out for that.
But no, it was, I think for me, it was just about being safe. We had verification today, and basically what that means is parents had to come in and bring documentation saying that their child would be actually attending our school.
Is this physically in the school or?
This will be virtual for 3.5 weeks.
Okay.
So, yeah. But it went well. Everybody had a mask. Everybody did their social distancing. I had hand sanitizer. I had gloves. I had a mask. I had a shield. But we did, as teachers, we did talk about the concern of if we are to go back face to face, how that would work, because we noticed that due to the humidity that was in the location we were in, we found it very challenging to talk through the mask, because our throats and things got very, very dry. And it became very challenging. It's one thing to shop with the mask on, because you're not doing a lot of talking and interacting with people, but our concern is really being able to teach for multiple hours a day and have that vocal range to be able to use with our students. So we're concerned about that.
I really do encourage people to get a mask that is fitting for you.
Yeah.
Because with me being on a food truck, Emerald's Touch, we talk practically all day, and we have our mask on as we're serving. And do we get a lot of hums? And is it difficult? But with the mask that I have, I can actually breathe. I have no problem breathing. I really tell people around about this time to invest in the mask that is going to literally help you and throughout this whole thing.
Right. And then too, the other issue that I had is because I wear glasses, the string behind my ear, wearing it because I had it on for about 6 hours today, nonstop. I found that the string behind my ear was being pushed down by my glasses, so it was almost like
double.
Yeah, it was like almost like something cutting into the top part of my ear. But I did turn around to the wall, and I had to take some deep breaths to kind of catch my breath, and then I took a break and got water. And it was funny because I was like, they were like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "That's my quick breath." I get, just to pump myself up with air, because it was just, like I said, and it could have been where we were, but it was really hot for us. And it was hot, and I think that didn't help me. And I did have water, but because I was literally front line, I was trying to minimize touching things, because like I said, I did have on my gloves. And I did sanitize my gloves too. I sanitized my gloves in the process. So I felt good leaving out. from it, and that everybody really did follow the process and we didn't have any issues. Yeah. Even the kids that did come with their parents, little or big, they did have on their mask as well. So it was a good day, and I felt good about it.
Okay. Well, shouts out to those who are educating on the front line, teachers, nurses, doctors, those on the front line. My heart goes out to y'all, and deep prayer for y'all, because y'all put it all on the line.
Right.
Do I think it should be something different? But I don't run stuff like that. I'm not over it. I'm not over stuff like that. Not. So, eventually, I hope, we come to grips that we just need to sit still and let this thing do what it's going to do, But until then, we shall continue to pray and do what we do best, which is this podcast.
So what's the topic today?
Today's topic, my wife has been doing some shopping, and which is great because she really doesn't really shop all like that.
I've been shopping.
She's not really shopping. Like, her shopping is going to Target and finding something that's in the dollar aisle. So
shout out to Target Dollar Spot.
But she purchased this pillow. And I might have a picture of it. I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
And the pillow said, "Together is better."
Yeah.
And when I read it, I said, I was like, that's a good saying.
No, I thought it was the other way. I thought it was better together.
Which one is it?
I think it's better together.
Better together.
Yeah, it's better. It's better together.
It's better together.
Yeah.
Together is better. But but I have a list of podcast things to talk about, which I dive in deep on different other stuff, but that really registered with me because a lot of stuff, it takes a team.
Yeah,
it takes some type of unity, and so that's what the podcast is going to be about today. Is I don't know if it's going to be together is better.
No, better together.
Or better together. Either way, let's do this thing
together.
I believe a lot of times we get to the point where we try to do stuff on our own. Mm-hmm. And we wonder why we're so, tired.
Yeah.
We are fatigued in life, stressed in life.
Yes.
Taking
anxious.
On extra weight.
Right.
When we can literally just say, can you just do this for me?
Help.
And I guess I want to speak because my wife, she won't ask for help.
What? Why you put my business out like that?
And I think with me, I'm just saying, I guess I'm the same way because I'm like, if I don't do it, nobody else will do it. Sometimes that's how I feel.
The pot calling the kettle black.
Well, black, yellow, pink, blue, whatever. But at the end of the day, for me, I'm just a get her done type of person.
Get her done, Mr. Go Get It.
And I guess you can speak from on your end, being the only child too.
You just putting all the business out there tonight, or today, or whenever this is gonna drop.
That's why I told you. You're the host.
Jeez. Okay. So I want to kind of back up and talk about the pillow. So I'm very cautious about when I do spend. And I'm the budget person in the house. He's the person that says, wife, if you want it or you like it or we need it, get it. And so this particular day I had already gone to the store and I did spend a reasonable amount, but I didn't go overboard. Because I always try to think, do we need it? Can it be used? And I went to a store. And actually, I went to the store for you. I went to the store for you because you texted me and you was like, hey, babe, I need something from store. And I was like, oh, man. Okay. I had to go to Walmart for him, y'all. I have not been to the super Walmart during the quarantine one time. And it overwhelmed me so much and I didn't go again. So I go to the smaller places. But because he needed something out of the household area, I guess you can call that, you need the little disc things to slide free fish tank.
Yeah.
And so I had to go. And I went because it was kind of like, if I need something, he always goes. So I was walking, y'all.
What I believe supposed to?
I was walking, y'all. And so, mind you, I have the Walmart app, so I knew where everything was. But I decided to make a detour.
I love that Walmart app because it tells you what.
It tells you what aisle and then make sure that it's there. So I knew exactly where I was going.
Except for that one time it lied.
But in the process, I did a detour because we are in the process. My husband is allowing me to. I didn't say allowing.
He
doesn't like allowing.
I despise that word.
He's agreeing for me to go ahead and decorate the house like I want to. I'll put it that way. So it's like an agreement. We have an agreement that wife go get whatever we need in the house to make it decorative, because decorating our house has now become my self-care. So I knew we were getting new furniture. I knew we needed throw pillows. Well, we didn't need throw pillows. I knew I wanted throw pillows. And so I walked and I was looking and I was like, oh, this is cute. And then like this Better Together caught my eye and I was like, oh, that's cute. And I was like, I don't know how much this is. Let me just, so I'm walking through the store and I got like barbecue sauce, hot sauce, a pillow, because I didn't want to get a cart. So I'm carrying all this stuff around. And I was like, ooh, let me see how much money I'm spending. So I found a little empty spot, checked the app. Check the checking account first to see what I was working with. Then I started scanning the pillow to see how much it was because I didn't know if it was misplaced. And so I was like, ooh, $11? Okay, bet. I like it. And it fits us. And I'm looking for things when I decorate that reminds me of us as a couple and as a team in this growth process that we've been having due to COVID. And that's how Better Together came, because I felt that in that moment that spoke to where we were. Because if it had not been for COVID and us being able to kind of go with the change that we spoke about in our last podcast, this togetherness would not have happened. So we both had to kind of change.
Definitely still be in different directions.
So it just spoke to me in that moment. And it was the last pillow there. And of course I wanted to, but it was the last one. And then where I had it sitting, I came home, I think it was the next day, and he had it sitting in like this little, and I think I have a picture of it too, but he has it sitting like in the nook with the light shining on it. And I was like, oh man, that's like perfect. So for me in the Better Together, it just, for me, it embodied where we are. As he mentioned, I'm my mom's only child, but I was my dad's only child for 18 years. And so, and I was the only grandchild and I was the oldest great grand. So I was spoiled, y'all. I was spoiled. And I was independent because that's how I was raised. I did not want to share. I share if I had to, but I was a fighter. I'll be honest. I was a fighter and I did not want to be with kids my age, if that makes sense. So how like people kind of cling together. I didn't want that. I clung to, or I would gravitate to people older than me. So it was like my second cousins, I would gravitate toward them. I love spending time with my grandma. I love spending time with my great granny, because I was a grandma's baby. So for me, it was never about let's be together, because I didn't want to be with people. I felt that I was more mature than some people my age. And so I did not do well with togetherness. And that was that's as far back as I can remember. I didn't like group work and I still don't prefer group work. Because I always say that, I'm different. I'm a different type of person, the way I approach things. I'm an out of the box person when it comes to a lot of things. And some people don't know how to take me because I am young, but then the wisdom that has been given to me, I think like an older person. And I hang around a lot of older people too. So I said all that to say, coming together and being as one, even in our marriage, it didn't happen like that overnight.
Nah, not at all.
I was independent. I didn't want help with anything. I didn't want to ask for help. If I couldn't do it or didn't do it, it just didn't get done. It just didn't get done. I was prideful. I was all of that. I think all the way up to the second kid. The second kid, because the first kid, he took over. Second kid, it was like, hey, babe, I can't do this. And then it's still, though, I did not want to admit that I could not do something. It was like, well, we're year 7 now. So year 5, like just really 2 years ago, I was able to say, okay, babe, I need help. And now when I ask for help, y'all, and I'm trying to do this together thing. Now when I ask for help, he's not... Wife, I think you're more than capable and you're a very smart woman and you can figure this out on your own. Babe, I need help. So now that I ask for help, I try to do it together. It won't work out.
Because I believe in this. And this is why I have a reason for everything that I do.
I guess.
So in the team, I believe, we're talking about togetherness. You're only as strong as your weakest link. Now, I'm not saying she's the weakest link, but as strong as she is, I'm trying to build up where she's weak at.
Yeah. So, y'all, that means like...
So, for me, she's a great organizer.
Yeah, I put on.
But in the same sense, it would be like... Babe, how you turn on this TV? What?
Don't do that.
Or, babe, TV is unplugged.
Babe, what I put this cord in?
So it's kind of like, nah, this is some stuff you gonna figure out right here.
Don't do me like that.
If I'm gone. And like for me, I always feel like everything is, I don't know if I'm going to make this word up, it's Googleable.
Like, yeah, he tell me to Google.
Like you can Google, you can YouTube, anything. I'm a research person. Like before I ask her a question, I make sure I Google it first.
Yeah, and I ain't trying to do it.
If I don't quite get it, I'll say, what is this?
And see, I'm opposite, right? I Google I Google the news. I Google the weather. I Google ads to find out what sales they have. I Google recipes. That's about it. But I'm not trying to watch I'm not trying to watch no YouTube video. I just don't have the patience for it. Because I think somewhere before...
That's disrespectful.
Okay, so this is my thing.
You can't say you don't watch YouTube when you're on YouTube. Now, if you're on YouTube,
wait. Hit
that like button, hit that subscribe button, and hit that notification so you can know when we upload. But at the end of the day, she don't mean no disrespect.
No. Okay, let me rephrase it. I don't like to have to watch it. I don't want to have to sit down to watch something to teach me how to do it. Like, I want somebody to tell me and then show me. But I don't want to have to go through, because, I don't want to have to do all that. I'm impatient. So I want it like right here, like get it done.
It depends. You're impatient about it depends.
It depends, yes. It depends on what it is. But like, so he has me working out. So we've been doing this workout thing, Better Together, right? So we've been working out. And by the way, I will watch YouTube. I learned how to do a lot of stuff like beading and different things. So it just depends on the day and my patience level. So no offense to all you YouTubers out there. I love you. I promise you. We out here because I'm doing this too. So you're watching me. So I respect you.
Thank you for the liking, the share, and the subscribe.
Yeah. So thank you for all of that. Following and, comment, down below. Don't bash on me though today, for real, on this video. But Better Together, right? So we're working out, doing amazing. I'm hanging in there. I'm pushing through. So then he hits me with the bae. I think we not gonna be able to work out together, because your schedule and my schedule is like, and you going back to work, and I'm like, what you mean? Like, he made me out of work out. I was enjoying, because we together.
All good things must come to an end.
So together, right? Because we better together. That's why I got that pillow. But then, bruh, then he, yeah. He said, but I don't want you to stop working out. What? I was working out because I had some eye candy to look at. Okay, I did. Eye candy. I'm sorry. It's like motivation. I mean, I'm seeing results, but I got a handsome man next to me. But I was like stressed out. So I was like, okay, babe, you gonna help me get, the speaker? Babe, you gonna show me? He go, what? Babe, you ain't gonna help me set up? Y'all, I had to set up the speaker. I had to get all the stuff. I had to get the girls ready, get them sprayed down. I did it. But I was just like, better together. But it does go back to, I was so independent. And so then I'm going through this phase of where I am depending on him so that we can work on things together. Mm-hmm. But I'm depending on him, I'll say probably a lot more. And I just want him to do it. Babe, how I hang this up on the wall? Man, go get that. Just don't choke the hammer. What you mean? What is choking the hammer?
Cut the papa.
So he's teaching me things that I would not have done, I'll say otherwise. So the better together is still him teaching me that we can work together, but I can still have my part of independence. So I can still be independent, but we can still work together. So that's where all of this kind of fits in. And with parenting, with the working out, with a lot of things, we're learning to mesh together and do it, but then we know when to break off too.
Yeah.
So
I think it's important to know, number one, know your strengths.
Right.
And number two, be aware of them, mm-hmm. and really admit, this, like, for me, I don't like writing.
He does not.
I feel like my
or reading,
my handwriting is chicken scratch.
It's not. I've seen worse.
It's just horrible. It's just horrible. It's one of the things I don't like to do. But at the end of the day, I will do it.
Yeah, he will.
But I don't like to do it.
He does not.
Am I working on it? Yeah, I try to take my time. But when orders need to be get out, and I'll be like, go ahead and print your name right here so that they can put your order. But for me, I believe if we focus on a lot of times we can't focus on our strength, because for our strength, mm-hmm. we can continue to build on our strength, but our weaknesses are something that we should work on daily.
Right.
A lot of times I think to myself, what do I lack? Mm-hmm. Instead of what do I already have?
Right.
Because then I can hone in on, okay, since you don't like writing, I'm going to force you to write a book. What?
He gonna write.
Yeah, I'm gonna be writing a book pretty soon. But
he gonna type it.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna type it. And I don't like doing that too, because I feel like
because he has to read
I type slow. Like when I see her, it's like me. It's like click, click.
It is click, not.
Click. And for me, let me tell my testimony. But for me, I feel like that needs improvement. That's where I'm able to say, so I could type faster if I'm gonna write a book.
Okay, so let's be better together, and then we can create Nitro type, and then Nitro type accounts. It's a typing game, and you race against each other. Whoever can type the sentences the fastest, it'll increase your speed.
You're trying to have me looking like kindergarten type stuff. Okay, as we play Nitro type, we can play 2K.
I ain't trying to do that, y'all. Not trying to do that. That's different. I'm trying to help you.
Better together. Listen, I believe it's two sides of that coin, though.
Yeah.
Because I feel like somewhere, with me, I try to put some biblical type of stuff on here because I don't want you to think that he's just speaking from him. But no. Somewhere between Genesis and Revelation.
Somewhere.
Where it says, how can two walk together unless they agree.
And being equally yoked.
Somewhere,
all that. I mean, we're tying it, yeah.
But I'm beginning to find out that it's more than just spiritually. Due to the fact that if we don't have, for a while, we didn't have common ground in working out. So we didn't agree. Now, I'll be in the gym doing what I need to do and different other stuff like that. But it was something that we did not agree on. So, and with the 9 to 5 and the entrepreneur and business and stuff like that,
agree.
We did not agree.
Right.
And it put a strain. I don't care if it's a small strain.
A strain is a strain.
A strain is a strain
right.
when it comes to a relationship.
Yeah.
And it doesn't necessarily have to be a marriage.
Right.
Like, I'm talking brotherhood. I'm talking friendship. I'm talking sisterhood. I'm talking everything, like business.
Right.
The person you go into business with, you have to find a agreement. And this is what we agree on, so we won't be unequally yoked.
Yeah.
And I believe I'm beginning to understand it even more because better together for me is having common ground. Like if you don't work the way that I work, me, I'm a person that'll go up and get it with no hesitation.
Right.
But if you don't think like that, and that's not your MO, then we're going to be somewhere separated down the line because that's not what you agree. That's not your mindset. That's not how you're built. Like me, I feel like I'm built a different way because I know what it is to come from a bad place. I know what it is to not have. I know what it is to want, but not get.
Yeah.
So for me, I have such a grind that is, to a lot of people, they just don't get it. They don't understand it.
Yeah.
And for me, I become unequally yoked with a lot of people.
Yeah.
And for me, I let a lot of stuff happen, and then I let the course of the relationship be what it's going to be for the most part.
You do.
It's either we're equally yoked or we're not.
Right.
And a lot of times, people are around people in their circle, not helping them and not bringing them up. Like if I don't give a care who you are around. If they are not building onto you, and if they're not pulling you out of the things that you like making you better, I don't give a care if it's husband, marriage, like whatever the relationship is. If that person is not building you, then you should reevaluate that relationship.
Right.
In the book I was reading, Not a Fan, he talks about defining the relationship. And in each relationship that you're in, I will literally take time to define, why is this person in my life? Like, are we agreeing or are we just existing in this relationship?
Right.
I know for us, for a period of time, we were just existing in the relationship.
We were just trying to make it work, get by, and we just knew.
Sometimes we were just roommates.
Yeah, we were. That's
take out
facts.
the trash?
Yeah. Hey, did you take out? Hey, did you make the bed? Hey, can you go in there and fix the food?
And this whole COVID has brought things back full circle.
Right.
To the point where it's like, now I don't want her to go to work. Okay, so it's like, so what you gonna do to stop her from going to work? Oh, I'm about to shift some things around. Do you understand what's about to happen?
He had the girl. I walked in the house. It was so quiet today. It was.
What's always quiet?
Yeah, it's always. Yeah, he always has it quiet.
I run a tight ship.
He runs a very tight ship. I'm the one that I just like. Man, you know what? Just bye. And I want to go back. That scripture was Amos 3:3. I wanted to look it up, but it was, can two people walk together without agreeing on direction? That's the NLT version. And so it's,
give me the message.
It's a lot. Message is, do two people walk hand in hand if they aren't going to the same place? So for me, that's like, if you're not going, like, if we're going different directions, it don't make sense for us to hold hands.
Right.
Because we're already split. And for so long, we do that. I mean, we do that in relationships. I mean, like you said, it's not just the marriage. This is friendships. This is parents and children. This is parents and parents. Whatever dynamic of a relationship that you have, it won't work if you're going separate directions. I learned that the hard way. It was very challenging for me, because when he and I got married and had started having children, we only have 2. I mean, there were some hands that they were going the other way, and I'm like, I can no longer do that. And it took a while for me to realize that is something that was going on, because so much we want to hold on to relationships, we want to do different things, to kind of be there, because that's my ride or die. That's my homeboy, that's my homegirl. I don't know if y'all still say that, but in my generation we do. So that was the one thing that I feel like people need to start, like you said, evaluate where they are. And it is true. Like, for so long, I mean, we didn't hold hands because there was no need to hold hands. I was going my way, you were going your way. We was like, we was crossing, and we started. And I say a couple of years ago, because we started then trying to realize, now, not that we did not recognize the fact that we were in 2 different directions, but we had to not only recognize, but then figure out how to come to a mutual agreement on how to now come back together to be able to, skip through the tulips, so to speak.
That is that define a relationship.
Yeah.
We're at the point now where we are defining our relationship and the structure of putting together a blueprint, not only for our relationship, but for our family, for the business, for things to come. And like, if you have no business plan, not only for your life, how are you going to have a business plan for your wife, for your children, for your friends, for whoever you around? Well, it's probably like, that boy getting aggressive. Yes, I am, because I'm passionate about this, because the great to me, and I say I give the enemy kudos, because the greatest trick and the greatest plot is to divide, and he does it so well. He's such a great tactic about, like, when I tell you to divide and bring division between people is to me a great plan. Because if I can get you to be mad at this person, to not agree with this person, and then y'all go separate ways, but knowing together y'all can be a powerhouse. Why would, I wouldn't want that. And I wouldn't want y'all to be a powerhouse. Yeah. And that's what we ended up having to realize, and then too having to evaluate who we were around, which really wasn't a lot of people. And we still gravitate toward the older people individually, and then as a couple, we still gravitate toward older couples, because we look for that wisdom. But it had to be a moment where we realized, like, oh, wait, this is the trick of the enemy, and this is what he wants. Because us coming together and being equally yoked, me submitting myself to you, and us finding a better way to function and not as, feeling like roommates, it was kind of like, okay, this can't happen. And it took, but we always went back to what we had said to each other before marriage. Like, we get married, there is no divorce. So first and the last. So we had to, I had to, and I'll be honest, it was me. I had to step back and say, oh, wait, he is right. This is how I think. But that went back to independence, being the only child, not having to, answer, so to speak, to somebody, or having someone to lead me into, a path. Because prior to marriage, we were friends, and as friends, we held hands.
So if we held hands in the world, surely as believers, as upright people, we should be able to hold hands and walk together.
Mm-hmm.
But we don't look at it that way because we feel like
God say you change everything.
Yeah, everything changes, but it doesn't. It stays the same. Like we still as saved people, we have.
It's supposed to draw you closer.
Right. And so once we learn that, then that togetherness now I think radiates onto other people because now people are trying to figure out, well, how did y'all do it? Like in this pandemic, we aren't like bickering. We not doing no foolishness. Like we laughing, we cracking jokes. Like we're living good, in the Hill household. But it was not always like this.
You meant to know better.
My bad. Sorry. My bad. Sorry.
The maid over household.
The maid over household. Sorry.
Don't come for us.
But it's late. It's late, man. But it really had to boil down to us coming up with how to be better together. Yeah. So that meant, making time for each other, but also the importance of making time for ourselves so that we don't lose ourselves in the togetherness because we're one as a couple and we can do things in a dynamic way together. But then individually, we still have our individual passions that we're able to seek out. And you and I have giving each other the liberty and the respect for you to do those things and pursue your passions and then vice versa. Mm-hmm. And so that makes, I think that makes it more harmonious for us where it just flows. And so us being locked down and shut down and COVID together has been, it kind of has been a breeze. I mean,
honestly,
it has been a breeze because we know that without each other, like he said, playing on our weaknesses, I know my areas that I'm weak and he knows that. So sometimes he'll identify them before I will and point them out, but he's there to catch it. And he's there to make sure that I don't fall too far and then vice versa. And then we just work to keep each other afloat.
And a lot of times because for me, I'm invested in this. Like a lot of, and that goes for any relationship I'm in. I'm 100%. And for me, I lead with my heart.
Yeah.
I don't lead with a shield up. Mm-hmm. So that's why a lot of times I probably get hurt a lot.
Yeah.
But at the
at the
end of the day, like
you've always been that way.
I believe in investing in relationships.
Yeah.
Like you can't get too many good friends, too many good brothers and sisters around you. So I invest in that. So when I click with somebody, I invest.
Yeah.
I invest time because time to me is one of the most precious thing in the world because it's something you can never get back. You can't
get it back, right.
So for me, when I invest time into you and when I invest and I put my efforts into you, that means that you're a part of the circle. And for me, when you're a part of the circle, that means we're together. So which means things should be better.
But see, and I think too, like that shoe, and I used to wear my feelings on the sleeve, but then I was also that person where you cross me, then that bridge is just burnt regardless. And then I had to learn not to do that. But in order for me to not be that, person to be like, okay, I'm gonna drop your hand back, whatever, get out of my face. I had to learn
that's the easy.
That was the easy way out. But then once I learned to pick the relationships where I can actually walk together with the person, because now it's, your strengths to my weakness, vice versa. And then we can bring it together and mesh and make a beautiful puzzle piece.
Yeah.
Then for me, it became more meaningful because when I was younger, I mean, like I said, I didn't have a value in a relationship, friendship, whatever it was. I didn't have a value because one, I lacked guidance on the parental side with those relationships and they were broken, friendships broken, so it really was no value. I mean, my friend circle, we dated, some of the same guys back in the day. So that was just, we had no value of what friendship stood for. And so when I go back and I look at those things, it's like, man, we were crazy.
Ever did that?
It was, but I'm gonna be honest. Like, we would be friends one day, and then, tomorrow we not friends, and you dating the dude I just broke up with, like, last week. So that's all honesty. That's completely truthful. So we had no value in friendship then, but I think it stems from because nobody was putting value into what it meant to work together. If somebody back then in my younger days had said, this is how you invest in relationships, this is how you bring people together, then it would have been easier in my adulthood to now join with my husband and function together instead of separately, because all my life I saw separateness. You were married or you were in a relationship, but you were still two separate people. There was no togetherness.
And I believe it's because, and if you do your history, we're all raised by the same culture.
Yeah.
And the same culture is built upon no structure.
Right.
The culture that we live in is built in separate ways.
Right.
And the crazy part, we're such a talented and smart group of people, but we don't want nobody to either be with us when we do it because we want to say we did it.
We did it, yep.
And
we want all the credit for it. We want all the
credit for it. So, and then the credit, that's why we die at an early age. In the mission and the plan and the legacy is never fulfilled because you never had somebody to help you with that.
Yeah. And I'll take it even from, my 9-to-5 side as a teacher. We have to work together in our professions, and even as an entrepreneur. Like, you just didn't decide to do this podcast and figure it out yourself. You had to, you didn't probably seek anybody face to face, but you had to make connections and seek out, individuals and things. And that was still technically a together, because if that person had never done that YouTube video, or that person had never done a podcast talking about a podcast, you couldn't be here on this platform now. So in the 9-to-5 world, our goal is to help students to prosper or move toward prospering as an adult. But this is the division, and this is the ugly part. Not all teachers want to walk together and function together for the good of the child. And so it's a sticky word. And we don't really we do some shout outs, but I'm going to give a huge shout out to the Instagram, the IG teachers of IG, all of that, because that community for me has helped me feel like the pockets and the holes and those dark places where you feel like you can't talk to somebody in your building. Like, I'm making those connections of people that been teaching for a long time. And so it's walking together. Okay, you know what? We're like-minded. So we have the same common goal and the same theme of what we want to do to help the child. So let's work together. And so we have to learn how to collaborate now and be willing to collaborate and have the mindset to do so. And that goes back to what we talked about with change, having the growth mindset to do so and not think that everybody's out to get us. Because as long as we have the fixed mindset that everybody's out to get us, everybody's trying to one up us, everybody want us to fail, everybody, go down the line. Nobody want me to have no money. Like, if we put all of that to the side, and start collaborating and showing our youth in our race that we can do so, you wouldn't have, I'm going to go here. And I know we were trying to keep it at a certain length, but we wouldn't have the crime that we have when it comes to our youth taking each other out.
Yeah.
Because we can teach them now how to collaborate with each other and say that there's better. I'm not trying to, my girlfriend over here knows how to do, t-shirts. I'm not trying to say, oh, girl, that's too much. So I'm finna try to make my own shirt. No, I'm finna help her out.
Give her some
and
business.
Then I'm finna market her my hair. I am her glory. Like, putting her plug in here, pure products.
Even though she's in the rotation anyway.
Yeah, she in the rotation anyway. But same thing, collaborating with her to help her push a vision. So if we don't learn to collaborate and support each other, we're going to always be a demise.
Always. Which I said, I mean, like I said in the beginning, it's a great plan. Like you can't knock it. Like
you can't.
If I can divide y'all, that's one of the
it's like divide and conquer. I'm finna have y'all take each other out.
Yeah. Like what's the point of me doing what you gonna do?
Right. Like I mean, there leaves the enemy doesn't have to do anything. No. All he has to do is like, I'm gonna just drop this card. And then they all gonna be scrambling, and then the one gonna get it. You snatched it from me. You did it. Like why do we have to do that?
I'm gonna tell you why. Because this is a great plan.
It's a great plan. It's a great plan. Instead of saying, "Hey, I don't know. Do we need this?" Okay, I don't know. But it's like, you know what? Hey, man, I got this. But here, you know what I mean? Like, prefer the other person, and then you hold this, and then wait, you know what? Let's put this thing back together. Like, that's what it should be when it's time to collaborate, because we all have knowledge, we all have strength. My weakness is you're strong at. I don't know anything about editing, nothing about a podcast. He said, "Get up here and talk, woman." Yes, babe, I'm coming and I'm talking, but I can't do that part, so you have to do that. And it works. But why can't we do that in every single aspect of our life? Why does it have to be, and I'm going to go here, honey. I'm sorry. Not sorry. But why does it have to be, it's the Caucasian man fault because I can't one up? Sorry. Let me tell you something, baby. You can't go, I can't keep pulling that card. Because you can collaborate with them as well. Culture. Because you're not we undercut each other like cutting hands in spades. Like, I don't know nothing about spades for real. But I know if I cut my partner, he gonna be mad if we lose that book. Like, we are undercutting each other so fast because it's one trying to up because of race, because of economic status, because of, societal norms, societal standards. And we are not learning the importance of the fact that this person, no matter what their background is, what their race is, what their ethnicity is, what their educational background is, that we still can all pour into each other. And it goes back to that thing where I say we are no better than each other because we continually have to be learning. The only way that we're able to learn is if we come together and share the knowledge, whether it's street knowledge, whether it's book knowledge, whether it's professional knowledge. That is the only way that we're going to understand how to make each other better.
I think it all goes together. Like, for me, there's no separation from street knowledge to book knowledge.
Well, I'm just saying, whoever's watching, you know what I mean? Like, whatever level you are watching this podcast, you can't say, I used to say that I was hood, right?
Yeah.
But I'm not. I mean, the city that I came from, very rough around the edges, east side,
That's questionable.
But very questionable. But then there are some things where I be like, babe, what's that? What? He inner city. Babe. His hood, my hood, completely opposite. And I realized that I'm not hood. So, but he had to teach. But the knowledge that he was able to impart on me, like, nah, baby, you can't do this. Or nah, baby, you can't say. Like, it's just the teaching and vice versa. I had to teach him coming from, the state he came from. Babe, down south, we can't do it. Babe, don't be looking at old bruh over here in the car like that. Babe, he good. He not trying to start there with you. Like, but he did not know that. So it's still the teaching and us coming together, because you could have rejected that.
And plus, I got the chip off my shoulder.
Yeah, he had this. Yeah, because it was bad. Oh, it was so bad. You were horrible. You were horrible.
Well, like we said in our last podcast, thank God for change.
Change.
But for me, And to close everything out, to bring things back full circle, is that if you tell me who you hang around, show me who you hang around. I'll tell you your future. I'll tell you if you're gonna be rich. I can tell you if you're just gonna be in the same boat as you was 3 to 4 to 5 and 6 years from now. I can tell you your future due to the fact that if you don't change your surroundings, if your surroundings, if they're not building you up, and this goes for the people that are in your life, like I would evaluate. I would do some serious soul searching. Are they supposed to be here? And then you have to question, why are they here?
Yeah, what are they doing here?
You got to understand, because like, even with the 12 disciples.
Right. What role?
It was a snake in there, Judas. Right. So who is your Judas in your life?
Oh, that's good.
Like who is setting you up for failure?
Ooh, that's so good.
Now the crazy part is it goes beyond you, because if you don't make it, your children plus your children won't make it.
Yeah.
So with me, I'm always evaluating.
Yeah.
I'm always in communication with the Father. Like, okay, what is this person's role in my life?
And that's that. And I know. I haven't used it in a while, but that's that, people in your life for a reason, season, lifetime.
Yeah.
That has proven so true on so many different levels for me, because like you said, that gives you your why. Don't try to hold on to somebody who is your demise.
Let 'em go.
Like whatever you have to do. And then, mom and dad always too teaches, sometimes I'm here to just plant the seed. I'm not trying to plant the seed, water it, give it the sunlight, make it grow, nurture it, trim.
These are true facts, right?
You just have to do whatever your part is. That person has to come and do whatever their part is in your life.
Do your job.
And so if we don't want to be the demise of ourselves, and we don't want to end up being the demise of our future children, or even be the demise of somebody else. So when you go into evaluating your relationships, we're not saying go and burn bridges. No, don't. I'm always
this thing is over with.
No, what we're saying is to be mindful of the relationships that you keep, because even though, birds of feather flock together, what birds are you flocking with? Are they building you up, or are they tearing you down? Have they already done whatever they needed to do? And is it like winter, fall, and it's time for them to migrate to the south? So figure out what each relationship means to you and then evaluate it from there. But make sure that you are equally yoked with the person, that you guys are going in the same direction. And this is, like I said, for marriage. This is for people that are dating. This is for friendships. This is parenting with your children.
For family too.
This is for your family too. So make sure that you're ready to collaborate, and then that you're edifying, God, of course, in everything that you do, and it's for the greater good. We're not looking for a come up. Us working together and walking hand, like I'm not trying to catch nobody because he trying to help me to get healthy and lose weight. No, this is we trying to be healthy because we got children. They gonna have some, but it's all about.
And not only because we have children, but
we got a lot to do.
It's more like investing in yourself,
right?
And you have to work now for a better future,
right?
And if I don't begin to work out and become fit at the age of 50, I'm going to be no good.
No, you're not.
So in order to become wealthy, for me, in reading and being up under wealthy people and their habits and the things that they do, they take care of their body. If you go around any wealthy person, the first thing they say when they get up in the morning is that they pray.
They pray.
And then they go work out.
They work out.
And then they start whatever their professions are. And you have to invest in this body. You have to invest in this temple, because by the time you 40, 50, or 60,
Jesus,
like it starts now.
Yeah.
It doesn't start when you're 50 and 60 because by then things are decrepit.
Right.
Things are old and you're not able to heal the way you need to heal because, with time and age, that's just what it is.
And so that's why it's important in everything that you do to be able to find somebody that you can partner with.
Yeah.
That's in work. That's in anything that you do because you can't do it all alone. And so I think some key takeaways are, of course, do some self-evaluation. What type of person are you in a relationship? What type of people do you have around, you? Who are you surrounded by? And then what are your ultimate goals when it comes for yourself and your family so that you can start to make better decisions on how to work together as a unit? Because that's define all of your relationships and put a value on it. Because time waits for nobody.
Precious.
It's very precious, and COVID is teaching us that every single day. And so working and walking in this togetherness, and that's, in the church, outside of church, in family, that's all together. We have to start or stop being independent and start being okay saying that we need the help, because that's what we don't want to do, especially in our race. We don't want to admit that we need the help because pride takes over. But in this thing of being together, in order for somebody to help you and the right people to come along, you have to be willing to admit you have shortcomings, you have weaknesses, and you need somebody to either anchor me, because sometimes I can float up. My husband anchors me, or sometimes he needs somebody to boost him because his weaknesses might be here. I'm here, and I can boost him up to where I am. So that's what we need to start focusing on so that we feel more comfortable collaborating with each other and building each other up. And so we can help each other, especially with the entrepreneurs. We have to support.
Definitely.
So let's be supportive. Let's come together and collaborate. Let's, give ideas, share the wealth of knowledge, because closed mouth don't get fed.
All day.
Pride, you're going to fall. You will fall.
That's a lot of our problem right
there. You will fall. And I mean, it's okay to say that you need help. It's truly okay.
You're not perfect.
We're not perfect. We don't know anything. And you're forever a learner. So, better together. I'm glad that COVID opened up this opportunity for us to put a value on not only our relationship as husband and wife, but our friendship as parents, as people that are active in ministry, because this is what it's all about. For us to come together, which I never thought I would be on this podcast with you. I was really trying to fight it. But being able to come together and share whatever. Share what it is that we are seeing and what we've experienced prior to marriage and individually, and then also as a married couple, to help us not succeed, but become successful and not be dreading stuck in the house like 24/7, COVID, and then me be at work missing him, and then vice versa. So better together. We're gonna have a picture of that pillow. We might even take a picture with the pillow.
Already thinking that.
But it is, guys. It's for the greater good, and we so appreciate you always tuning in, for liking, for subscribing, for sharing, for the notification bell. Like, we are so appreciative, from the podcast family to the YouTube to the IG. We're grateful.
Shout out to our sponsors.
Pure
of this video.
Yeah. Pure by Her Glory.
Pure by Her Glory.
FNX Fitness.
Go to that site, fnxfitness.com, and use our promo code OXLIFEU.
Yes.
and get you some great supplements.
Yeah, great.
I got a transformation video coming up pretty soon.
Oh, yeah.
I got a workout video coming up pretty soon that I did for Phoenix.
Mm-hmm.
Great. I mean, when I tell you, we'll probably do a separate podcast on that.
Yeah.
Just what we have gained from these sponsors.
Mm-hmm.
But we truly thank y'all for tuning in.
Thank you.
Like I always say, keep God first, and the rest will be at it. I'm Mr. Mo.
I'm Mrs. Mo.
And we're signing out to say we love you. And keep pushing.
Yep, keep pushing. All push.
More pull. And we out. Sorry, Gigi, was this too long?
Was this too long, Gigi?
Let's see if she make it to the end.
She gonna make it to the end.
We'll see.
We'll see.
All right.